Okay, so I don't know if this is Rua do Porto or not. I know that the one that's up above is definitely Rua do Porto, Porto Street. So that one goes right there and it goes up and it's above. But this one, I'm not sure. So what I think I'm gonna do is just walk down it and then I'm gonna go up and come back down through Rua do Porto. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what's around here, including these kind of cool buildings, this new construction right here, this little stuff right here, that looks kind of cool, and these buildings right here, and just kind of this makeshift stuff that's all the way to the, that we're gonna be walking along. So stay tuned for Rua do Porto, Porto Street, and the other one. We're in Taipa, I'll explain that too. Stay tuned. Hey, check it out Macau 2023. Check out some more streets. Okay, so that is going to be our target street. Before we even go down, you can kind of see where we are. So up there is Taipa Grande. There's a mountain up there, and that one actually overlooks the airport, the Taipa casinos, Cotai Casino Strip, and Taipa Village. This one are these just massively tall apartments. I think in the future, all this that we're standing on is going to be built up to there, including this one right here that's in construction already, because you can see all the tall buildings already over there. We're going to see all that in a moment. And then this particular street goes to, there's another hill up here where some universities are at, and there's also Anglican College, that green building right there. Lots of tall buildings in the way. And then we're going to be basically going around this little thing on this little street, which I don't think I've ever walked it before. I've usually walked up on the Rua do Porto, and I haven't walked on this particular one right here. And I don't even know if this is the same street or if this even has a street name. One thing you can notice right away is it's kind of surrounded by tall buildings, except for this little construction, not construction, but a parking lot that seems like not really, I don't know, it's like somebody's sitting on a lot of money basically. So we're gonna come down this street, and I've never walked on this little thing right here before, strangely enough. And it looks like the parking lot is right here. Looks like they wash cars as well. Or clean. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well that's kind of interesting. So that street right up there is called Rua do Porto. And you're going to see it from up there in a moment. We'll just follow this around the corner. Okay, so now this road turns into Camino das Hortas, and that's actually a kind of interesting street, because if you go down that way a little bit, there's all these banyan trees and such, and this kind of makeshift stuff goes down a little ways. And all those tall buildings, that's all Taipa Centro. I love those balconies right there. Wow. And our focus is going to be Rua do Porto, but I think I really cannot not just go down here for a couple minutes, because this whole thing kind of captures the edge of Rua do Porto as well. And you got more of these things as well. These they're kind of like storage of vehicles and things like that. I'm just going to go down briefly, and then we're going to go back to Rua do Porto. So we're basically in this area called Taipa, and Taipa is kind of the new city, arguably. So the traditional Macau Peninsula would have been where all the historical items were at, and then this would have been this that we're on is like kind of makeshift stuff. And then if you go down this way, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk down into the banyan trees slightly, just give you some context and then I'm gonna turn the camera off and we're gonna pop back up there where we did our detour. But yeah, right off of here are these banyan trees, and these banyan trees are protected by the government, so you have these big signs on them that kind of register them, protect them. So yeah, this street is like right off of there too, right? So these are the kind of signs that I mean. So they got a code, a number specifically to identify them. And this road is just kind of filled with them. We'll just walk down it briefly, and then I'm gonna go back up to Porto. But the reason I want to share this is because this whole area feels like this could be transformed into something totally different with these big banyan trees. I always see like restaurants, different things that could happen here. And then in the background you can see all the tall buildings, so you can see those not too far away, but they're all like right over there. So this could easily transform into something very different. And then I could see this little space being a popular space for outdoor restaurants or something, you know, but that would probably go first. Oh, wow, okay, that's interesting. Right there I can see this building that wasn't there before, this black and white building. That's a little bit new. I think I saw construction of that, so that's kind of interesting. So anyways, you also got tall buildings over there too, Anglican College. They go all this way, so yeah, I could see that this spot that we're in, this tree-lined street could be something really, really cool in the future. And there'll probably be tall buildings that go all the way down, and Taipa would be quite transformed. And so anyways, what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna walk up back to Porto Street. This is just a little deviation diversion just to kind of explain this area. It is interesting though. Okay, so I'm gonna pop back up over there by that kind of that white and green building. Okay, so that was our diversion right there. All those little trees there, you wouldn't think that those are all banyan trees, but those are. When you're there, they look quite impressive. So I actually see some kind of interesting stuff here too, that pink building, some interesting stuff in this area. So I'm gonna keep going up this way, and just to give you a little context, that says Rua de Porto, and that says Rua de Porto. So we're gonna end up back over there again where we started. So let's go back on up, and we'll just kind of see. So yeah, this is all tall buildings of Taipa everywhere. They just kind of stretch out throughout this whole space. So, you know, while traditionally Macau does have some tall buildings, traditionally it's not as tall as these. And this is where all the tall buildings. Look at that little clump of bamboo right there. It's really beautiful. I do wonder if they're going to clean this out and do something different with this. I don't think I've seen it quite this cleared out before. I think it's just a matter of time. So yeah, so that's Rua de Porto. So I think in the future Rua de Porto would be this kind of road that goes down a little bit, and will become an interesting street along those street of banyans. Okay, so we're gonna sneak across right here. And I'm just going to come across here and just kind of show you the Taipa, and then we're going to go back into Porto. Yeah, there's even some cranes over there as well. You can see those cranes in the distance. And then, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Porto in a minute, but I'm just going to show you some of this other stuff. Because there's an alley right here that goes back to Porto. So so this all makes sense. It'll kind of explain the street better. So now you just have this wall of apartments, especially on the right side, but it's starting to go that way on the left side as well. And I'm gonna, as soon as the bus goes by, I'll flip the camera around, then you'll be able to see the better context of it. So yeah. And I'm gonna come this way. Got a bus stop right here. All kinds of tall apartments everywhere. An overpass. And then we're gonna take this little alley. This little alley is gonna go down to Porto, right here. So this is actually a different street. What a tiny street. So I didn't even know this was a street name. So we're gonna go down and we're gonna go to the Porto Street, which is straight ahead. Okay, so we're gonna go, I guess we're gonna go this way. This way, just to give you all the context. So Rua do Porto is right here. Porto Street, named after the second biggest city in Portugal. And that was that street that we just went down. So we basically just went all the way down that one. And now we're kind of overlooking this one. We're gonna go back to Porto in a moment. I guess we'll just walk like that. It's pretty cool when you can overlook it like this a little bit. Okay, we got no traffic, so I can, so we started down that street, and I don't know the name of that one. Then we're gonna come back over this way. But our target street is Rua do Porto. So yeah, I really do think that this street would be different. I think there would be something different right here. That those banyan trees right there will be some kind of tourist attraction, most likely. Something that'll be kind of big for the city. Those trees will just keep getting bigger and bigger. And there's our Porto sign again right there. And then this will have, like right now this has kind of a makeshift metal thing and a construction right there. But someday that'll be different. Yeah, someday, I don't know why, but in Macau there's a lot of this like corrugated metal things, and they use it as fences and walls, which is kind of strange because the city has a lot of money. So you'd think they would use like something better. But this particular part of Taipa, like the one behind us with all the tall buildings, there's a lot of money there. But when you get over on this side, there's a lot of makeshift homes and corrugated metal, and like you just don't really see it quite the same way. But again, I think this will all change. This could probably be like a more busier roundabout, most likely. You can kind of see how the city's going to form, how Taipa's going to form and get a lot bigger and stretch out in the near future. So anyways, that was Porto Street, and I'm just going to give a little bit more context by going a little bit further, mainly because we're going to come into these kind of makeshift buildings up here in a minute. More of these little temporary home kind of stuff. There's even like flower gardens right here too. So yeah, you got like gardens. It's like kind of like countryside, right? People live right in there as well. So it's like right up against these tall buildings. The nice thing about Macau is it's super safe. And I think this would go into these little things, to both the construction part and the other part. And we're gonna end this in a moment, but I'm just gonna take a right around this corner real quick. And yeah, I do think this Rua do Porto will change. It'll have a different feel in the future. Yeah, so the Rua do Porto is right on the other side. Apologies for the wind. So these are all just homes in here. We're up against all the new construction. But it's kind of interesting. So Rua do Porto. Yeah, you can kind of see all the makeshift homes in here. Even like little fences. Looks like they've been there for quite a while. Like, usually they're like older people. They're probably yeah, it's interesting anyways. So we are going to and there's a little pathway right in here as well. They even got like makeshift piping, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, so we're gonna try to get out of here. Then we'll try to give it a little bit of 360 wrap around. So yeah, we got all these tall buildings up here. We got more of that kind of construction kind of stuff right there. And Rua de Porto is right up there. Do the quick little 360 here. Taipa. A little slice of Taipa in Macau. Okay. So yep, pretty interesting. It's gonna just keep on changing and changing, so we'll see how it all goes in the future, and who knows, maybe in the future this video might be referenced and just kind of see, you know, if that vision of what I think it's gonna look like does actually look like, and I think it's inevitable at a certain point. Hey, check it out, Macau 2023. Check out some more streets.